groundbreaking ceremony for a new factory.
Did she mention seeing anyone who was sick? Anyone on a plane at the airport?
No, she said she was jet lagged.
The average person touches their face 3 to 5 times every waking minute. In between, we're touching doorknobs, water fountains, and each other.
Beth. Mom? No, go up to your room, honey.
So we have a virus with no treatment protocol and no vaccine at this time.
You had a seizure this morning, Beth.
She had a history of seizures and allergies.
As of last night, there are 32 cases.
Unfortunately, she did die.
Right. So can I go talk to her?
Mr. Amoff, your wife is dead.
What are you talking about? Okay. What happened to her? What happened to her?
Is there any way someone could weaponize the bird flu? Is that what we're looking at?
Someone doesn't have to weaponize the bird flu. The birds are doing that.
Watch this. It's transmission, so we just need to know which direction.
On day one, there were 2 people, and then 4, and then 16. In 3 months, it's 1 billion. That's where we're headed.
They're calling out the National Guard. They're moving the president underground. People will panic.
Get away!
It will tip over.
The truth is being kept from the world.
Cook your samples, destroy everything.
Hello. I need you to get me the names of everyone who serviced this room. It's an emergency.
You can't panic now.
I know.
I'm gonna get you home.
I got people too, Dr. Cheever. We all do.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't touch anyone. Stay away from other people.
Get back in your car. We're not sick.
It's figuring us out faster than we're figuring it out.
It's mutated.
So what you just saw there was the movie Contagion. All right. And in the movie Contagion, the virus that's making people sick is Nipah virus. Okay. You can Google this. You can type it in as the virus that is in the movie Contagion, Nipah virus, and it will say yes every time. All right. Now, I got to start getting rid of some stuff here. Hold on, because I have a lot of windows open here. All right. So, with that being said, I have a lot of information to go over here. So, give me a moment. I'm trying to keep things organized. All right, so I'm going to share this real quick. All right, so right here, okay, you have what is Nipah virus. This is by the Independent. Symptoms to watch out for as India races to contain deadly outbreak. This is a whole lot worse than what people think it is at this point in time, in my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion here. I'm not saying that anybody else is saying this. I'm giving my take on what I've been finding. I have some crazy stuff to share with you as this video unfolds, but I'm on the fly here, doing this all on the fly. So I'm trying to figure out how to present this properly because I have so many windows open. It's ridiculous. But Nipah virus in India it says India is moving quickly to contain. Hold on, I'm going to get rid of this here. I don't know why it's still up there. Close. India is moving quickly to contain a Nipah virus outbreak in the eastern state of West Bengal after 2 cases were confirmed by Federal Health Ministry. Nearly 200 people. And it's funny, at the beginning of it, they were telling us 100. In the beginning of this, they were telling us 100 people. But they're saying nearly 200 people have been quarantined after they were identified as contacts of the infected patients. According to officials, all were found to be asymptomatic and tested negative for the virus, the ministry said. Now, with that being said, all right, give me a moment here because I have to find my notes here. So you can look this up. Yes, People infected with Nipah virus are typically asymptomatic, show no symptoms during the incubation period. There is a 21-day incubation period with Nipah virus. All right. It's actually 21 days, but some say it's 3 to 14 days, most commonly 4 to 14 days. In rare cases, the Nipah virus can be in its incubation period, and it can extend up to 45 days or even longer in some documented instances, like latent infections reported months or years later, though these are exceptional. So it can go anywhere from 3 to 45 days. The most common time frame is around 21 days. Now, all right, with that being said, yes, you can test negative for Nipah virus during the incubation period, even if you are infected. So, all right, it does not matter what they're telling us that, oh, you know, there's 200 people being quarantined, you know, and all were found to be asymptomatic and tested negative. Of course, they're going to test negative if they're asymptomatic. All right, if you do your research, this is what you find out. All right, now it says right here, but the West Bengal cases have sparked concern across Asia, with several countries introducing new COVID-style health checks at airports receiving flights from the region. Nipah is a deadly virus with no vaccine or cure and is considered a high-risk pathogen by the World Health Organization. Oh, just wait until you hear what I'm about to tell you towards the end of this video, everybody. Just wait. Experts say human infections are rare and usually occur when the virus spills over from bats. Bats. Burn that into your memory right now. Often through contaminated fruit. So it's fruit bats. Okay? Give me a moment here. I got to look something up here because I actually, wait a second. I'm trying to pull some stuff together here. Let me make sure I can, hold on. Sorry about this. I got to make sure I have all the information lined up here to share with you. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, come back here. Now, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit here. Trust me, this gets really crazy here in a moment. All right. So, like I said, it often spills over from bats, often through contaminated fruit. And I want you to burn this into your memory as this live goes on. Fruit bats. Okay. All right. Now, here is everything they're saying, all right, that you need to know about this virus. Nipah virus infection. What are the symptoms? Nipah virus infection most often begins with nonspecific symptoms, making early detection difficult, especially, because you're asymptomatic during the incubation period that can last up to 45 days, and you can test negative during the incubation period. All right. So for 45 days or a month, you don't know what's really going on. So this is the very early stages of this thing. But I'm going to prove to you this isn't the early stages of this thing, and it's been going on for a little about 6 months. Okay, they're lying to us, and I'm going to show you. All right. Now, it says right here the incubation period is generally believed to range from 4 to 21 days, though longer delays between exposure and illness have been reported in rare cases during previous outbreaks. This has happened before. All right, but it can go up to 45 days, like I just shared with you. Patients typically develop a sudden flu-like illness. Isn't that interesting? Marked by fever, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. In some cases, respiratory symptoms such as cough, shortness of breath, or pneumonia also occur. I wonder, with the whole Christmas season and then it being about a month later-ish. Okay, all right, I'm just saying. All right. Although the timing and severity of these symptoms can vary widely, the most serious and defining complication of Nipah infection is inflammation of the brain, known as encephalitis. Neurological symptoms including confusion, altered consciousness, seizures, or coma. And like you just saw in the movie clip I showed you, you saw the woman having a seizure on the floor. Usually appears several days to weeks several days to weeks after the initial onset of the illness, and that's after the incubation period. Some patients may also develop meningitis. How deadly is the Nipah virus? Nipah virus is associated with a high death rate, with fatality levels reported between 40 and 75%, depending on the outbreak and the viral strain involved. And if it's function of gain, and reverse that the way I just said that, if it's function of gain, I'll tell you it's going to be a whole lot worse. A whole lot worse. And I have a feeling with what I'm going to share with you in a little bit, it could be function of gain. Survivors may experience long-term neurological effects such as persistent seizures or changes in personality. Interesting. Let's read that again. Survivors may experience long-term neurological effects such as persistent seizures. I know people that are just having seizures all the time. I'm not going to say who, but there's someone that was a subscriber. Just out of nowhere, they start having seizures all the time. Or changes in personality. That's very interesting. According to the UK Health Security Agency's update, in rare cases, encephalitis has been reported to recur months or even years after the initial infection, either due to relapse or reactivation of the virus. And then they say this ain't function of gain. I don't know about that. Look at this. How does the Nipah virus spread? Nipah virus is a zoonotic pathogen that can be transmitted from animals to humans and from person to person. According to the World Health Organization, the primary natural carriers are fruit bats. There you go. I'm going to show you something here in a moment, okay? Humans can become infected through direct contact with infected bats or other animals, or by consuming food contaminated with bat saliva, urine, or feces, which would be guano. Human-to-human transmission has also been reported, particularly through close contact with the bodily fluids of an infected person. All right, so then it just goes into the history of Nipah virus and all that stuff, and I'm not going to get into that. You know, if you want to read that, the article is What is Nipah virus symptoms to watch out for as India races to contain deadly outbreak in the Independent. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you something. A little something that you might remember during the first pandemic, and this is the first bomb drop that I'm going to give you today. Oh, no, trust me, there's a lot more coming. Watch this. Boom! Look at that. What does that look like to you, everybody? That's the 2020 bat quarter that came out during the pandemic. All right? You want to know what's interesting? What do you see? And I'd love people to put in the live chat or the comment sections what they see that's very interesting about this quarter that they released. Can you tell me anything that you see here? I'll wait for people to put in the live chat what they think they see about this quarter. I'm interested to see if people are seeing. Yep, thank you. Jesus is the Savior 2024. That's exactly what it is. It's two bats, not just one, two. But the one at the top of the quarter is a smaller bat, a smaller situation. And then there's a bigger one that's hanging down. This is the same idea in the occult realm known as above, so below. All right, as above, so below. Now, hold on a second. I'm trying to pull together information I got here. Hold on. Give me a moment. Now, in esoteric and occult interpretations of as above, so below, the principle can imply that one event or phenomenon on a smaller scale, all right, which is a microcosm, can correspond to and reflect, influence, or even transform into and manifest as another or even larger scale macrocosm. Interesting. So the idea of as above, so below can mean the way that you have the smaller bat. That could be the coronavirus. That's a bat virus. And then I'm just saying, I'm not saying that this is for sure going to happen. Okay, I want to make that very clear with what I'm telling you. All right. But if it was to happen, this one's going to be the doozy. All right. We had the first one, which was the above. And then now the second one could be happening, which is the below. As above, so below. So the microcosm ends up as the macrocosm. You see what I'm saying? And that could be the occult symbolism on this quarter that came out during the first pandemic, signifying. Now, I'm not going to go into the dream or anything like that, but my wife can confirm this, that I had a dream 7 years before the coronavirus took place, before COVID-19 took place. And I had a dream about it had Asian, something that had Asian origins. Okay. And I saw and so many, you know, things that were in that dream that there was going to be 2 pandemics. Okay. I'm not saying I'm a prophet. I'm just saying I had a dream that literally was, you know, for me, it was fulfilled with the first pandemic that took place. All right. And there was symbology in that dream that led me to believe that there was going to be 2 pandemics. And that's why I'm relentless on the idea that another pandemic is coming. Okay. So with that being said, there's the as above, so below symbolism on the back quarter. Now, I want to take you over to India. Let's go on a little journey together. Give me a moment here. Hold on 1 second. I got to pull this up. Let's take a little journey here. Now, let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. Now, I've already marked things down, but we're going to, here's India right here. All right. And I've already marked where the hospital is, where this infection of it's over 200 people has taken place. Look at that city. The infected hospital is literally in the main area of this city where there's just tons of people. I mean, look at that. Right smack dab in the center. Right smack dab in the center. Now, let's zoom in here. And you see it's on a real main road, a main drag. You can see all the back roads and all that stuff. By the way, look at all the blue rooftops. But you see all this is a main drag here that this hospital's on now. Let's turn on street level view. Oh, looks like we can get a street level view of this. Let's go in. All right, so you see it's a very busy street and it's blurry as all get out. But this is the hospital right here where this is taking place. Okay. Now, I don't know why it's not giving me a good, there we go. That's better. You can see this is a very main drag. Now, I've seen previous pictures and just like before, they always change things. Okay. But I've seen previous pictures where this street is bustling, man. And I'm talking you completely full. You couldn't even walk across the street if you wanted to. So this is it looks to me like it's probably morning or whatever. That's the NH Narayana multi-specialty hospital. Okay. And you see here, cardiac surgery, cardiology. Let's move forward here. GI, gastrointestinal. Hold on, let's go over here real quick. Privilege, avail benefits of privilege card. All right, but this is the hospital right here. Okay, where this outbreak has taken place, where 2 nurses have been confirmed to have this, and over 200 people in quarantine. And I believe at this point, one of the nurses has died. Okay, so I'm going to go down this way a little bit here. We'll look at the other side of the building. But you see here, that is the hospital. Now, with that being said, let's back out here. Let's reorient ourselves here. We're going to take this off and move back out. Now, supposedly, this is the hospital where the infected have been taken. All right, the infectious disease at Belagata General Hospital. Okay, now let's try to look for a street view here. It's interesting, there's no street view. Isn't that interesting? We can try to come over here, and we'll see if we can see it. Nope, you can't see it. It's blocked. That's interesting, isn't it? So this whole area even though there's streets that lead up to it, over here, and a street right here, right next to it. Hold on one second. You can see that there's a road right here that leads to the hospital. There's a road right here. There's a road right there. But you can't see it. You can't get close to it. So I find that very, very interesting. Now let's zoom out. That's right smack dab in the center of the city as well. And it's right by a water supply. Look at this. Smolik Island. It looks like it's a reservoir. The children play right here. Look at that. Sports stadium, sports fields all over the place. All right. So, you know, you kind of get an idea of what's happening here. And you see both locations are on both sides of this major Baranagar city here that makes up this whole entire area. So if people are sick and they're being moved around and it's, you know, all that stuff, I'm sorry, but that don't look good to me. That doesn't look good to me at all. Okay. So just kind of giving you that information there. Now, hold on a second. I want to show you this video before we move forward. And I'm going to save the banger and the beans for the end of it because you're going to... Oh, boy, just wait. Hold on one second here. Share screen. Now, it says right here, I'm going to pause this. Pakistan becomes latest Asian country to introduce checks for deadly Nipah virus. January 29th, 2026. Have you heard anything about this? That they're putting checks and balances into place, you know? It's not really being talked about. Let's listen to this video.
Thailand is among several Asian nations that have stepped up airport health screenings after India reported 2 cases of the deadly Nipah virus. But what is Nipah and how concerned should people
You see the thermals right there that they're using?
be? Nipah is a rare viral infection that comes mainly from fruit bats.
The same bats that are on the back of the quarter, all right? The Samoa bat, it's a fruit bat.
It was first identified in Malaysia in the late 90s. Here's Paul Hunter, professor in medicine at Norwich Medical School in Britain.
Most transmission events are because of a contact either with an infected animal or with something that has been contaminated by fruit bats.
It can also spread from person to person, typically after close contact between the sick and their caregivers, though experts say that does not happen easily. Nipah can cause severe illness and can be deadly.
The death rate varies from outbreak to outbreak, but is of the order of about 45 to 75% mortality rate.
Though Hunter points out that is based on identified infections. He says some people get no symptoms at all and may not be identified as infected. This means Nipah's actual death rate is likely to be lower. One concern is that the infection has an incubation period of 1 to 2 weeks.
And what this means is that it's actually very difficult to control at airports. You've got a disease that's got 2 weeks incubation period. For the first 2 weeks after somebody's carrying the infection, there's no way you can pick it up.
For those who do get symptoms, Hunter says the early signs can be non-specific, like fever and headaches. In severe cases, Nipah can cause encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain.
You have high fever, you have very severe headaches, and you can have photophobia where the light hurts your eyes. And that is often associated with cases that ultimately die.
Reuters global health correspondent Jennifer Rigby says there's no need to worry too much.
There's been outbreaks almost every year in Bangladesh. Small outbreaks because it doesn't spread easily from person to person.
She says the WHO sees it as a priority pathogen, but the virus has not yet shown signs of becoming more transmissible among humans or spreading easily worldwide. Rigby also says a prevention may be on its way.
There is a number of groups working on a vaccine, notably the Oxford University scientists who developed one of the COVID vaccines. They have a Nipah virus vaccine, and that's actually started human trials in Bangladesh just last year.
In the meantime, experts say those in high-risk areas.
Well, that shut off. Sorry, but you know, they're saying that they have a vaccine. They're testing it and all that stuff. Funny, why would they start making it now? Why does it matter now? Why are they ahead of the game now when they weren't before? Because before there's no vaccine for it. So I don't know. Just really shady stuff going on. Now, with that being said, all right, I'm going to share this with you now. Okay, this is 6 months ago. You see right here, 6 months ago. Okay, 6 months ago this happened. All right, let's watch this.
The Nipah virus has once again sounded alarm in India's southern state of Kerala. 2 positive cases have been confirmed across different districts. While 1 patient has died, another is undergoing treatment. State Health Minister Veena George has announced an alert in...
And this is a whole different area where this happened 6 months ago. So this was just at the rear end of 2025. And I didn't hear anything about it. And they didn't make a big deal about it then. You know what I mean? It wasn't talked about too much then, but it was spreading around then. And remember how we said it can literally be dormant for up to 45 days and probably longer if it has some function again, you know, and they've been tinkering in a lab, so to speak. All right. And then, you know, symptoms might not pop up right away, even if the virus starts to kick into play. All right, so I'll continue with this here.
Kozhikode, Malappuram and Palakkad. Authorities have identified over 300 contacts as tests confirmed the infections. The virus is zoonotic, meaning it spreads from animals to humans, often through fruits contaminated by fruit bats. Human-to-human transmission is also possible, especially through close contact or body fluids. Now, people have been urged to stay alert for symptoms like fever, headache, confusion, or respiratory trouble, and to seek immediate medical attention if needed. Avoid eating fruits that look partially eaten or pecked. Wash the fruits thoroughly. Maintain strict hand hygiene and avoid visiting hospitals unnecessarily in the affected areas. Caregivers and health workers have also been strictly advised to use protective gear and report any unexplained fatal fevers to the authorities.
So you kind of get the idea, though, that 6 months ago this stuff was going down. All right. Yeah, they said last year. It was 6 months ago. So anyways, my point is that this was going on then. They said there was like 300 and something that were, you know, under surveillance, but at the bottom of the image, you can see that it says 425 under surveillance. All right. And now you have 2 more that are infected that have it, that are hospital workers. My question is, how did these 2 hospital workers originally contract the virus? That's what I'd like to know. All right. And how many people did they come into contact with? How many patients that came and went did they have that they came into contact with over a month period of time? All right. I find that kind of shady. All right. Now, with that being said, give me a moment here. Hold on. I'm going to share screen. Right here, KP issues province-wide alert over possible Nipah virus threat. This is in Pakistan. The director of public health has been made the provincial focal person for Nipah virus response and coordination. Why would you have to have someone, a focal person for the viral response and coordination? It makes you wonder what's about to happen, what's about to take place. It's basically the Pakistan Health Department has sounded an alert to all government and private hospitals in the province regarding the possible spread of the Nipah virus following cases reported in India, said health officials on Friday. However, it was confirmed that no case of the virus has been found in Pakistan so far, but measures have been made mandatory nonetheless. Now, I will tell you right now, India and Pakistan had been, you know, not at war with each other per se, but yeah, I mean, they're not friends. And so if there's, say, a terrorist or something like that that could have started this off, kicked it off, I don't know. There's a lot of different variables when it comes to that sort of stuff, but I am going to give you some information at the end of this video that's absolutely mind-blowing. All right. It says here, according to an official advisory sent to the district health officers, medical superintendents, and medical directors of MTI hospitals, the health department has declared the situation a possible public health emergency already. I thought it wasn't happening. I thought it wasn't there yet. I thought it's nothing to worry about. And it's called for immediate preparedness in the province. Makes you wonder why that is. The director of public health has been made the provincial focal person for Nipah virus response and coordination. Hospitals have been directed to set up isolation units. There's no cases yet. Are they expecting cases to arise? Makes you wonder, especially after the World Economic Forum just met. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. Oh man. Form district level rapid response teams. Oh, well, that's interesting. Enhance border health services and enhance testing and diagnostic capacity at the designated reference laboratories. The advisory has defined the Nipah virus as a zoonotic disease, blah, 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 human to human contact. Health authorities said that the virus has resulted in confirmed cases in the West Bengal region of India, besides causing infections among healthcare workers. So, I mean, you kind of get the idea that there's a lot of people bracing for impact right now. And it makes you wonder why they're bracing for impact. So here, I'm going to share the next one with you here. And these are from over in that part of the world where this is. All right. Now, it's the periodical Dawn says surveillance heightened on borders as Nipah virus threatens Asia. I thought it was contained in just a hospital in India. All right. I thought it was contained in one of those two hospitals I showed you. All right. It says monitoring stepped up at all entry points after 2 cases confirmed in India. Experts see minimal risk as Islamabad mandates 100 PC screening. 21-day travel history is a must. Thailand, Singapore, and Hong Kong tighten airport checks. Nepal also on high alert. Virus has 40 to 75% fatality rate. No vaccine or cure available. Wait, I thought they were working on a vaccine though, but there's no vaccine available. All right, I guess at this time, Pakistan on Wednesday enforced strict and enhanced health surveillance at all entry points of the country after India confirmed 2 cases of the deadly Nipah virus, joining Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Malaysia in stepping up screening of travelers. And it's a whole lot more countries than just those. All right. I've seen another list. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it in all the information I have to share with you, but they absolutely, there's a ton of nations that are taking this extremely seriously when they weren't taking the super flu seriously. And I wonder if the super flu is just to be able to get people to lay their guard down. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that this is a thing. I'm saying it's looking fishy to me. It says Nipah carried by fruit bats in animals such as pigs can trigger a deadly brain swelling fever in humans and can also spread directly from person to person through close contact. All right, you kind of get the idea there. It's just kind of going back over, and I'll scroll it real quick so that we can pause it and read it if you'd like to. They're saying the risk in Pakistan is minimal. Well, they sure seem to be throwing a lot down on the table and saying, hey, look, we're going to really take this seriously. Asia's on alert. So you kind of get the idea. All right. So you can pause and read that if you need to. Now, give me a moment here. I'm trying to get to my more information here. Hold on. So there's a bunch of posts of people coming out with this. Hold on one second. I'll show you this one right here. Takes a while for this to load up. Kerala and West Bengal are now considered endemic for Nipah virus, warns Dr. Narendra Kamur Arora of AIMS Bilaspur. The virus with the high mortality rate of 40 to 75% was first reported among 5 healthcare workers. I find that kind of interesting in West Bengal, but I thought it was in Kerala. But I thought that the ones in West Bengal, there was only 2 of them, but now it's 5 of them. So you see the information isn't matching up, people, and that's what's extremely shady. All right, hold on one second here. I'm trying to make sure I have all my ducks in a row here. Okay. Now, with that being said, share screen. This is the actual PDF alert from the Centers for Disease Control. All right, you see here at the top, CDC 2026. Oh, it's even got their phone number if you feel like calling them. But it says, alert on Nipah virus outbreak. In West Bengal region, India. Nipah virus is a highly pathogenic, blah, 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 zoonotic virus that causes service respiratory illness and fatal encephalitis. While Pakistan has not yet reported a human case, a significant situation is emerging in South Asia. Well, I thought they were just telling us that it's not a significant situation, that it's all handled and contained, all boxed up nice and tight with a little pretty bow on top inside of a hospital. But now they're saying a significant situation is emerging in South Asia. As of January 2026, an outbreak has been confirmed in West Bengal. I thought it was just a couple of people and everybody else is tested negative. I think they're lying to us. Do you think they're lying to you? All right, it says here we're at least 5. Oh, there again, it went from 2 to 5 real quick. Confirmed cases have been reported, including healthcare workers in Calcutta. Oh, well, you know, I thought, I'm not even going to get into this, man. It's so annoying how they lie to us. It says, due to its high case fatality rate ranging from 40 to 75% and the potential for human-to-human transmission, health authorities are placing the region on high alert. Well, I thought that they said the risk was minimal. All right, objective. The primary objective of this document is to alert all health departments, healthcare providers, and border health services. Well, they didn't want this falling into our hands, but I got it. You know what I mean? I got your back, everybody. I got your back, even though the CDC doesn't. Regarding the potential threat of Nipah virus spillover into Pakistan. Wait a second. I thought it wasn't spilling over. I thought there was nothing to worry about. You know, they must be worried about it spilling over. It must be really bad in India, but they're not telling the public yet. It says to enhance surveillance, standardized response, risk mitigation, and institutional readiness with rapid response teams. Background, Nipah virus belongs to the, it goes through what, Nipah virus is and symptoms. The incubation period, right here we go, typically 4 to 14 days, though periods as long as 45 days have been documented. So this thing has one hell of an incubation period. All right. And can you guys remember what the incubation period on COVID-19 was? Wasn't it 2 weeks? Wasn't it 2 weeks? So I'll be honest with you. It's a little shady to me, to say the least. All right, hold on a second. Transmissions through contaminated food, direct animal contact, human-to-human transmission. Laboratory confirmation methods. Laboratory diagnosis of Nipah virus is critical for outbreak control in accordance with the NIH standards. The following methods is used for confirmation: real-time reverse transcriptase, specimen collection and transportation, samples, triple packaging, cold chain, and sample transportation. It kind of goes through all that. The treatment. There is currently no specific antiviral treatment or licensed vaccine available for Nipah virus infection. Isn't that cute? Wait a second. I remember something here. I wonder what they were meaning when they said this.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
If this is it, I think so too, Bill. I think so too. All right, so let's continue on here. Risk-based approach for travel and border measures, preparedness measures at points of entry. So, it seems like already they're trying to kind of lock down travel and all that stuff. Advice for travelers, cross-border and port health coordination, provincial level preparedness measures. All right, designation of a hospital, infectious diseases ID unit, updating laboratory capacity at the Public Health Reference Laboratory, activation of rapid response teams, close coordination with Border Health Services, Public Health Emergency Operations Center readiness. So, it goes, this tells you who this was supposed to be distributed to. All right, let's look at this for a second. Secretary of Health Department, Government of the Punjab, Lahore. Secretary of Health Department, Government of Sindh, Karachi. I don't know how to say these properly, so I'm trying. I'm probably botching it, but Secretary of Health Department, Government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Peshawar. Secretary of Health Department. So it's like all the health services in government all throughout. Director of General Health Services, Government of Azad, Jammu and Kashmir. All right. Director, Border Health Services, Office in Charge, Provincial Disease Surveillance and Response Unit. Provincial IHR focal person. Obviously, they were talking about that guy in that Pakistani article. Now, look at this. Who's been added to this? World Health Organization country representative in Islamabad. All right. Federal Minister of Health, SPS to Secretary, PS to Director General of Health, SO to Chief Executive Officer of the NIH. Isn't that interesting that that's all that they're distributing this warning out already? And they started distributing this in January 2026, 28th of January. So 3 days ago they sent out this letter. Have you heard about this anywhere else, everybody? I'm just wondering. I don't think anybody else is talking about this. I think that this is a little alarming, but it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. Wait until I show you what I'm about to show you. And here we go. Here's the big punch in the stomach, if you will. All right, now, give me a moment here. I got to go up. Oh, man, get ready for this one. Get ready for this one. All right, share screen. All right, now, let's look at this. All right, University Awards and Honors. Davi Prasad Shetty. Do you guys know who Davi Prasad Shetty is? Well, let me tell you who Davi Prasad Shetty is. Davi Prasad Shetty, or Dr. Davi Prasad Shetty, is the owner of the hospital where this breakout happened. Okay? That's what's really interesting. Now, let's look at this document at the very bottom. Let's see what's highlighted down here. Oh, look. It says World Economic Forum. And it says he was presented with the Social Entrepreneurship Award at the World Economic Forum in 2005. Isn't that interesting? So there's a World Economic Forum connection to this situation. And didn't they just meet in Davos? I think that's kind of shady, if you ask me. I'm not done yet. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the rest of my information here. So, listen to this. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has funded various Indian health initiatives, including some related to infectious diseases or broader healthcare access. Isn't that funny? So in India, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has funded Indian health initiatives, including some related to infectious diseases. Isn't that real cute? Isn't that real cute? And I wonder, if Bill and Melinda Gates were telling us.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
He looks pretty sure of himself to me. And it's funny, there's that World Economic Forum connection, but wait, there's more. It's also interesting that they call Davi Prasad Shetty the Bill Gates of India. Isn't that funny that they call him the Bill Gates of India, everybody? The Bill Gates of India. I wonder what all this means. Doesn't look too good to me. It looks a little shady to me, to say the least. To say the least. All right, so I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm not saying it is happening. I'm saying I don't believe a damn word they say. And I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't believe one thing they say to me. All right. They've been not lying to us the whole entire time so far. All right. And this thing was beginning to break out 6 months ago. 6 months ago. With hundreds of people. I mean, this stuff could be so much further spread. Now, with that being said, there's someone that ran a scenario with Nipah virus, and they ran a Nipah virus simulation. All right, and I can't mute it. It's got some Punjab music to it, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, pay attention to the video of what you're seeing now. Pay close attention to India down here. See the yellow dot starting to appear near the area where it all started? And it doesn't even really reach America until 190 days. But then it really picks up pace. Doesn't look too good to me, if you ask me. And it takes some time for it to spread because of its incubation period. I'll tell you, folks, they've been telling us for a long time what they're going to do to us. And I wonder how far along this actually really is and what they're really telling us, whether it's the truth or not. I don't believe anything that they say. And I don't think you should either. If you guys got any research that you end up coming up with that's anything into addition to what I've shown here, you're more than welcome to email it to me at endtimestalk777@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to put it in a video and be able to get it out to people while there's time to take preparations and kind of be aware of what's going on. All right. I hope this is nothing, but they've been telling us for a long time what they're going to do.
If you have fever and cough or sore throat, stay home.
I'd say 95% chance this was manufactured, came out of a laboratory.
The source of the virus was traced back to drug testing done at Genesis Laboratories in San Francisco.
A lab technician, now known as Patient Zero, was accidentally exposed to retrovirus ALZ-113, an Alzheimer's trial drug that was being tested on chimpanzees.
The infected chimps showed signs of erratic and aggressive behavior that led to their escape from the facility.
The now famous incident on the Golden Gate Bridge, a 6-hour standoff with police, ended with the apes disappearing into near woods.
Emergency rooms are being overwhelmed with patients showing signs of what's being dubbed the simian flu.
The CDC is projecting a fatality toll ranging from 5 million to as many as 150 million in the next 6 to 8 months.
Anyone showing signs of a contagious illness will receive special treatment here, the airport's purpose-built quarantine center.
Many of the new arrivals are children who have lost contact with their parents.
The mandatory quarantines have sparked civil unrest. Families are being ripped apart.
Containment is not very likely. Prepare your families, know your evacuation route.
The survival rate is now approximately 1 in 500.
Violence erupted in the city center tonight, the third incident in as many days.
Martial law has been declared in 28 nations, including the U.S. and Canada.
The reactor is overheating. We can't stop a meltdown.
At this point, our generator lost its power.
The collapse of anything resembling civilian order.
Due to the extremity of the simian flu crisis, all regular government functions have been suspended indefinitely.
Those who aren't killed by the virus will probably die in the fighting. So maybe this is it. This is how it ends. Pretty soon, there won't be anyone left.